everyone, am I audible? Okay, so welcome everyone for the Ghana Hackathon closing ceremony. Let's wait for a couple of members of the Hackathon participants to join. In the meantime, you can get personal updates from some of my friends here. I see my friend Tasfai, so hi Tasfai, how are you doing? Tasfai, am I not audible? Okay, I also see Emre has joined us. Emre, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good again. As you know, we are visiting A2SV, which is our second partner school in Ethiopia. And it was a very productive and busy day. I'm excited to continue with the closing ceremony of our team event in Ghana.
Thank you so much, Emre. Okay, so without further ado, since we're already 5 minutes past already, let's get right to the closing ceremony. Welcome everyone. So today, the outline of today, we'll be covering some opening speech by our CEO and founder of A2SV, also a former software engineer at Google, Palantir and Data, Emre Varol will be giving us an opening speech. After that, we'll be going over the hackathon overview, which is going to be given to us by one of our heads of education at Ghana. We will get to see how the hackathon went in the general overview. And then we'll finally get to meet our jury, our judges' introduction. We have pretty exciting people. I can't wait for them to introduce themselves for us. And then we'll be going over the project ideas. Hackathon participants are going to be showcasing what they worked on throughout the past month, starting from August 30th. And then I will be sharing the evaluation criteria, and finally we will be getting the winner announcement and the conclusive remarks by our previous former head of operation, Mr. Ali Kirlik. Okay, so opening speech, I would like to invite, again, I've said it's our founder and CEO of A2SV, Emre Varol. Please take the stage for us.
Again, thank you very much. I'm going to keep it short and simple. So, as you know, we are starting our Ghana education operations just this year. And even if we have been 5 months in right now, most of this time was remote. So we had a chance to switch to in-person education in Ghana, roughly speaking, about a month ago. But what we have seen from the team, there are brilliant, hungry for success, ambitious and talented people, not just in Ethiopia, but as well as in Ghana. And our teammates, first, they have gone through a camp. They get their first in-person A2SV experience with a camp. We have never done this before, so this is going to be special for Ghana Education Squad for a while, I believe. And after that, once we finish the camp, before the end of the semester break, we decided to have this hackathon, in which our teammates pushed their boundaries to make meaningful contribution, to bring some ideas from scratch to a functional prototype level. So this was very limited time. We are aware of it. Therefore, I want everybody to set their expectations accordingly. We are not going to be looking for complete products today, but we will try to see the potential of the ideas and the execution given limited time window. There is one thing that I would like to underline, which is These projects can be beginnings of some great things, guys. Nothing great happens in one day. It takes time, energy, effort, facing with struggles, many times considering giving up. But the ones who do not give up, the ones that are fine with walking the path till the end, they reach to the great success. If you asked me about A2SV, hey Emre, would you expect it to be this challenging? My answer would be definitely not. In your life, making things, it is more challenging than it looks from the surface.
task distributions, and at the end of the day, they were able to submit their checkpoint reports of the day. Of the day. Now, on to day two. Now on the Can you
Yeah, sure. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Now
This. Okay.
on to day two, we were able to start. We were able to start with daily planning meetings to stay on track, and they also had a quick sync with mentors for guidance, and each team submitted their checkpoints, giving us visibility of how the day went, and the challenges and and achievements they faced. So yeah, so for the next days, this was it, and on the final day, teams did a rehearsal of the presentation to ensure everything was good to go. And after that, they submitted their final work, bringing the hackathon to a close. And it was a nice journey, and we are excited to see the outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the brief overview of the hackathon, Surafi. Yeah, we can tell that the speaker is stressful as you are leaning on your face very heavily. But yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so now we can move on to introduction of our jury members. So yeah, our first jury member is Burak Simsek. He was a co-founder of NVAPPS. He's an experienced senior software engineer with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology. So I'd like to invite Mr. Burak to the stage for the brief introduction. Thank you, Mr. Burak.
Hey everyone. So yeah, as you mentioned, I've been working in the industry for over 10 years. I worked for several software companies, and you would know the first one, which was Facebook, 4 years, and currently I'm working on my own startup in the last 2 years.
Thank you very much, Burak. And what kind of experience you had in your startup adventure?
Sure, yeah, in the last 2.5 years, I've been mostly working on the mobile applications using React Native, and yeah, both iOS and Androids.
Very nice, thank you. And do you have any message for our Ghana education squad?
I'm
This is a good priority.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they have achieved in this short period of time. Yeah, looking forward to see the presentations.
Very cool, thank you very much. And we are happy that you are with us, Burak.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Burak, for joining us. And now let's introduce our second jury for today's hackathon. There is, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name. Emre is very fluent at it, so I would like to invite Emre to pronounce his name. Please, Emre, take the stage from me.
Thank you, Dagim. And please next time do your homework better. Because Charles is an athlete at Aselsa. You basically captured his previous position. So Charles Toraman, he's an amazing individual. Not just in his academic studies, but also a human being. He's definitely one of my friends, like Burak. And we actually studied together in Bilkent University. We played football together, and we didn't lose our connection after graduation. So he continues his adventure in the academy. He has very influential research in the field of natural language processing. And I think recently also in the area of AI ethics, right, Chara? I think you can give us more information. Stage is yours.
You're muted. I'm sorry.
Charles,
You are on
you
mute.
are muted.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's sorry for that, guys. So yes, thank you, Emre. And I'm a research scientist in Assassin Research Center right now, and I'm team lead of our NLP team in Assassin. But I was postdoctoral research scientist once in University of Central Florida, and I welcome everybody here, and I'm very excited actually for this opportunity and to see the following projects and to be the jury member here. This is an honor for me, I can say, and I'm looking forward to see the next projects. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, if we don't have any other questions, let's proceed to the project ideas. And I would like to invite the first project, Student Connect, who are providing easy access for students to entrepreneurship, academic, social, and transportation information. So this project seems really exciting. Let's hear it from the project developers themselves. The stage is yours.
Yes, so should I share my screen to show the
Yes,
slides?
yes. Feel free to show your screen, everything.
Okay.
And just a quick reminder about the format. So it would be great if you can finish your pitch and demonstration within 5 to 6 minutes. And we are going to use the remaining 4 to 5 minutes for the questions of jury members. So for each project, we are going to have about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is going to be our app. It's called Student Connect, and what it does is that it enhances the student experience. So for the problem statement, students are normally overwhelmed with various events, emails, notifications, flyers all around campus. So that's one of our reasons for creating this app. Another reason is there are several students on campus sell products, whether it's phones, whether it's clothing, whether it's laptops. So we wanted to create some kind of centralized hub or marketplace. And then the third reason is inefficient means of transportation. The means of transportation is normally using an Uber or a taxi, which nowadays is really expensive. So our app hopes to address such challenges. Student Connect is a comprehensive solution to address these challenges by providing, as I said, a centralized marketplace to provide various products, electronics, and clothing in one app. It's also meant to reduce information overload and to reduce the cost of transportation on the University of Ghana campus. So we need, first of all, in order to create such an app, we need to understand the needs of our users. And in order to understand, as a student, let's say you want to easily find certain events, whether it's a tech event, a seminar, etc. Or maybe you want to know the way you can easily reduce costs to move from your hostel to a classroom. That's also another user story. So we prioritize our features based on these user stories to make the most significant impacts for user satisfaction and efficiency. So as part of the benefits as part of the benefits of the application, we are looking at improved communication among students. We're looking at reduced stress and overload by providing a centralized platform for events and webinars on campus to also provide a cost-effective means of transportation and to and for an enhanced student engagement. So as part of the user experience, you're looking at an intuitive user interface, customer options to provide users with their specific preferences, being it an event, a certain product they want to buy, or maybe a certain location or campus they want to travel to. This app also achieves some form of community building since it's more or less a social media platform for students. You're looking at a way students can network with each other to enhance various students' connections. So there's several ways you are going to look at marketing a product is to go through the social media approach where we use platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to reach out to potential users. You could also reach out to influencers, like especially the SRC executives on campus to market our app to the various student bodies. And other means include events marketing and then partnership marketing where we collaborate with various stakeholders like, for example, Uber for the transportation and then maybe other stakeholders on campus. So for our app, we're looking at the sign up feature where anyone who logs onto the app for the first time has to provide their credentials like their name, email, number, and then also upload a photo. You can also have the option of logging in with their Google account. But for that option, we want to make it specific to their student mail for it to be for this app to be exclusive to students. So for the three main features of our app, we are looking at the entrepreneurship feature, which showcases, as you can see, various products and including shirts, watches, whatever students on campus may need. And these are normally provided by other students on campus to promote student entrepreneurship. The other feature also includes a ride share feature to enable students share rides and also split the cost to reduce the cost of transportation on campus. And the third feature is the events where students can easily get various campus events in their feed to enable them to prevent misinformation and the loss of information. So due to time constraints, we weren't able to implement all the features we initially thought of. Like for example, we wanted to have a built-in payment feature for anyone who is trying to buy from our application, or maybe in order to view your live location and for a ride tracking feature. Some of these are part of our future scope, and uh, in order to be able to advance this app, we could also add a chat room feature for event discussion, or maybe perhaps a way you can distinguish between shop owners and students. So these are some of the features as part of the feature scope. As I said, enabling your location, or maybe an inbuilt payment feature or a chat room for the application. So to conclude, I believe that the Student Connect represents a commitment to enhancing student experience through innovative technology. So we want to implement this to address challenges by University of Ghana students to make their journey more enriching and efficient. So my leader is going to give a demo of the project for us to see how it's actually like.
Okay, thank you, Evans. Your team has 2 more minutes to present. So, thank you.
Hello, good evening. So I'm Boniface Dake and I'm the leader, and I'm presenting the UI, the interface of the app. So due to time constraints, we're not able to completely finish the backend. So what we are doing is we are taking you through how the app is supposed to be when it comes to life. So initially, if a user is not logged in, hasn't logged in before, and then the user tries to log in, this is what's supposed to happen. We try to implement some notification where the user can do, okay, you cannot log in because you are not registered in the platform. So then you go to the sign up and then you wait. So all of this is hard coded in terms so that we can see how to run if when you're waiting for the backend. And here, what happens is if the user tries to log in without sending information, you get a pop-up, and unless the user gives the information that they need, you have to then the email, the phone number, and then the mobile number. This is for payment reasons. So yeah. And then you have to upload your profile picture. It takes and choose for sake of time, and then get a preview of the image, the side here, before you go to blogging system. So when you log in, this is what you'll be greeted with. You go through some of the things that you need. See here, these are the things that are being sold by students. Here, these are rights. You can join when then supposing somebody would like to add a ride or an event or what, he or she will come here, click, and then select the platform and fill in the details to provide. So the same thing here. If
Boring face, I'm sorry to interrupt again. You guys have less than a minute. Please try to wrap up within that time zone.
okay, so yeah, and then you can like this will to give indication of how good the product is, and can add to. You can share if you want to share the product to a colleague or something. And I guess that's all. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Boniface. Burak, would you like to kick us off? What do you think about the project? Do you have any questions, any remarks?
Sure, yeah, the idea seems reasonable, like helping students with a lot of their daily needs. Like as you have said, like finding a ride maybe or buying, selling stuff among students, etc. So it's a good problem to solve. But it seems like this project is too ambitious. Like it's trying to solve a lot of problems or a lot of, yeah, it's trying to find solutions to a lot of problems at the same time. Have you thought about like maybe focusing on a few areas first? Kind of like making posts, having a feed like on a social media is a huge problem already because as people start making posts and it's going to become very difficult to find the right data. That's why they have a lot of people working on the machine learning algorithms to show the relevant posts to other people. If you structure it like differently, for finding cars, maybe a category, like for different features, different interfaces, would make it easier for people to find what they're looking for instead of having a single feed where you can find information about like so many things at the same time. Does that make sense?
Definitely does. Indeed, this is a common thing that we usually observe in university students when it comes to such kind of competitions, Burak. Indeed, in our hackathon, also the other hackathons that I have joined, many hackathons, one of the issues that we see is rather than scoping it down to one sub-problem and trying to do one sub-problem, we tend to go ambitious and we try to solve n different problems with one super app. So the path to n passes from 0 and 1. And like maybe a follow-up question can be, like among all these services that you guys are providing, which one is the most essential? Which one that you should start with? Like for example, Amazon today is selling pretty much everything, but they didn't start selling everything from day one. They started from books. Why? Because books, if they get delayed, it's not the end of the world. They don't go bad like food items, right? Their expiration, there is no expiration date for a book. So it's an easier domain to start with. And from that perspective, like what would be the first problem that we would start? I guess, like, I understood your question as
Yes.
Is this correct?
Yeah, this is correct. That is what I meant.
Thank you. Boniface, are you going to take, or another teammate is going to take the question?
Hello. Can you please come again? I didn't get the question.
Burak, please.
So I will ask the question again. So what I would say is, it seems like there's so many problems that you are trying to solve at the same time, but if you pick one or maybe two, it would be more likely to be a successful project. So what Emre said was, if you had to choose one, what would that be? What would the main problem that you would be solving?
Okay. So the main problem we were initially solving was the advertisement section problem. Is that there is no centralized hub where everything can go. So that's the first time, and then realized that there's too much things that you could take in terms of advertising, and we got the school down to this. So I think we have to do a bit further to take the share on the right, because it's considerably more eating demand than having.
I think we lost connection.
Yes, on our end as well. Unfortunately, we don't hear Boniface. So, any other representatives of the team? So basically, like, we have multiple problems to solve, right? Some people can sell their items, some people can add their ride requests. So, like, we see different things that are going on. Which one is the most important thing?
So, as Boniface was saying, the initial idea was to help students like advertise, so they can advertise their products, they can share their events, and then in addition, they can also share their rights. But then, if you want to take one, we'll take the right sharing, because in University of Ghana, a lot of students have to get to class at a particular time, but then it might be expensive for them. But then if they're able to share the rights, the cost can be shared between the right participants. So I think that is the one we'll take, and then we'll develop better.
Thank you very much, Burak and Michael. Burak, do you have any other concerns or questions?
No, I think that's enough there for me.
All right. In that case, Çağrı,
Yeah.
about the project, any questions?
I have a few comments, quick comments. I agree with Burak actually on the topic of the density of the application, and there are lots of things to sell here, and I agree that uh, you should better to focus on a particular problem here. And another thing, a follow-up question can be the issue of scalability here, because I agree that we can focus on a specific problem here, but still I assume that you are going to face a huge scalability problem here in terms of the audience, the number of members, and the number of items. There will be plenty of them, right? So how are you gonna solve this scalability problem? Maybe it is a kind of technical question, but maybe you should consider that too in advance.
So in terms of the scalability, we provided a, a, a filter. We provided filter shapes.
I think there's a connection problem.
Yes,
I can.
Boniface is unfortunately not very audible. So maybe Michael or another teammate, can you guys please take it?
So I think what Boniface was saying was that to help solve the avalanche of data, there's a filter feature in the app where students can filter between events and then rights and then the products they want to buy. Yes, and also in in the database, there's a trigger functions where if an event is passed, it is automatically deleted from the database. So, and then if a ride is done, it is also deleted. So I think that helps solve the avalanche of data you are talking about.
Okay. I just want to comment on the scalability issue actually. So that you should be care of this. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Charlotte. So sometimes when we are starting the journey, we may not see what's going to come next, but it's always going to be thinking about that in the idea and being ready or like taking some measurements always helps. Cool. Are there any other comments or questions for the project team before we proceed to the next one?
I just want to clarify one thing. So you have mentioned that it's implemented, but then you have shown what would it be if it was implemented. If you can tell me what percent of what we have seen is actually implemented.
Okay, so for the front end, you had about 80% of it done. The only thing left would be showing individual like pages for like profiles. And
I see.
with the
So,
back,
so the front end is implemented with some mock data. Is that correct? Some sample data. I couldn't hear that. I think the answer was yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Again.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. With the next project, we'll try to be more time effective. So the next project is going to be Schola, a platform for students to connect, join interspaced groups, collaborate on tasks, and socialize. So I would like to invite the Schola team to present their project. So any representative from the Schola can take this one. Thank you. Again, I'd like to emphasize on the time management here. So like Emre said earlier, the team has 6 minutes to present both the project and the demo, and the remaining 4 minutes are going to be for questions and answers. So Scholar team, you can go ahead and present.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what we have here is Scholar. Scholar is a social networking app for college students and everyone in college. So what is the problem we are trying to tackle over here? The problem is um, the problem we are trying to tackle over here is students normally get bored on campus, and most of the time they don't have time to socialize because they get caught up in schoolwork and all of that. So we brought up a social media app or a social network that allows students to create communities and also talk about their interests. And it's not just exclusive to like college students. For every community you join, it's also like exclusive to what they are also talking about. And users can try to join other communities or they can try to create their own communities for others to join. And one other feature is also the events and the announcements feature. So basically what it's about is um, students get to post events, upcoming events and announcements about what's going on campus and what's about to go on campus. And some of the key features we were able to implement both backend and front end. Basically, we were able to like implement everything we planned out during the hackathon, and which is user registration and customization, group creation, events, and so many of them. So the tech stack that we used were React for the front end and Python for the back end. And we used Fast API. The tools we used were Git, Postgres, and AWS for our image storage. And also we used Poetry for package management and also Postman for testing our endpoints. So this is a demo of our project, which I'm about to play. So this is the the create account page, which my teammate Erica is trying to create an account and she'll be walking us through.
Yeah, but we will see a presentation which was part of the final deliverables. Please walk us through this. It would be nice to see something else than the document.
I didn't get you.
So like previously you have shown us a Google document only. And, we didn't see any presentations. Of course, it would be nice if you walk us through the book.
So unfortunately, the one that was in charge of the presentations couldn't complete it on time. So we had to go with the document.
Next time, assign multiple people and plan B.
Okay, sure. So over here, a user is trying to create an account. And this is our login page. So when you log in, you get to see the posts and other communities that are being shared. You have the ability to comment on posts and you have the ability to also create a new community. So we have our posts over here and we also have our profile, and over here the profile is the profile of the current user. And the person is trying to add a post over here. So for you to add a post, you need to click the description and also you have the option to specify the community which you want to post into, and also you can upload images. Yeah, so over here Yes, I did it. And we announcements from here on. So we have our announcement page, and we are about to add an announcement. Yeah, so it's hello world. Yeah, and it has been added. And we'll be adding an event also. Yeah, and we'll be creating a new community where people can join and also make posts in that community. And so we also built it as trying to that's that's
I don't get some points in the application. Maybe I can start by asking. First of all, a platform where people create community and share their what about is going to everybody on the owners. I don't get that part.
yeah, so basically the function people who are in the community can make it. So it's actually anybody. And for every community, anybody you have the chance to be able to join and post. And you also have the freedom to make posts on your own without really joining it. So it's good.
So what happens then? Someone tries to abuse the think about that.
Yeah, we thought of that. I think maybe that would it's a level of a report community once you have a child of that. Good to implement that.
I didn't understand the actual story. Can you repeat, please?
For using a community implemented what that that where and it that community when you report an app, but couldn't implement that time.
Okay. So that's the technical maybe, and later I think with patient that the impact of the education itself, because nowadays they are used in other social network platforms which are doing exactly the same thing, right? Create a WhatsApp group, share our best, our friends, our community. So what is the difference between other applications, existing applications?
Okay, so basically the main differences in for only college students in of information that you actually agree, because the thing that is going to be and maybe it might be interest, but in terms of events and you get to have like assets happening in college and what's inside everything going through.
The comment for now. Thank you
Very much, Charlie.
That's right. But I was going about like comparing. Yeah, the answer is basically verifying that they're still on the platform. Ensure that they have specific. I would have liked to see others be just verifying the user and somehow find each selling point for this product compared to what's already available, like a WhatsApp group, Reddit, that would have a lot of value. I don't really have a question, so it's just
Very much, Burak. How do you remember some value? It's available. The other means we all not be. So this is something that can be problem to how people the marginal value really limit not be something great learning. Very much Burak and Charlie. I'd like to thank the Scholar team. On to the next project. Their next tracking app for students. And I would like to invite the members for the project.
I hope you all can see my screen now.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. So our project for this hackathon is Learn Next by the winning team. So you fit the problem statement. So we have a problem where members of the A2SV community are finding difficulties in accessing certain resources due to them being available in different platforms like Google Sheets.
Okay, Tarek, sorry to interrupt you. So is there a way you can make your presentations bigger? Maybe you can enter full screen mode? Yes. View.
So, okay. So, as I was saying, members of HSV have difficulties in accessing resources due to them being available
available in different platforms such as Telegram or Google Sheets and others. So a solution we have come up for such a thing then is to create a platform that contains all the needed features and functionalities so that all activities will take place there. And all data in relation, like every data, can also be accessed over there. So for the market opportunities, we have the difficulty in assembling user data and expenditure on foreign services. Sometimes money can be spent to subscribe to foreign platforms in order to access their services and do certain activities. And difficulties in performing administrative tasks, which is assembling the data, storing it, and saving it at one place. So our business model for the project is one, funding, and commission. We can get funding from investors or corporations, and for the commission, maybe if there are other organizations like A2SV that are interested in using the app, we can give them use it for a price or something. So the ways we can market this project is we could organize an event and showcase the web app, or we could advertise it on social media, and we could also collaborate with other organizations to promote the web application. So throughout the hackathon, it was 4 days. On our first day, we had to analyze the project and get the requirements. The second day, we had to do the design, which is the UI UX. The third day, which was yesterday, we did the 2nd October, we did the implementation. And on the last day of the hackathon, we had to test and launch the application. So the basic functionalities of this app is the dashboard, the timesheet, the problem sets, resources, charts, and notifications, which will later be explained by my group member, Kudus. So this is the UI and UX, but because there's no time, I'll decide to skip it. So I would, from here, I would hand over the presentation to Kudus to show us the demo of the application. Kudus, are you there?
Hello, please can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Alright, so basically for learners, this is what we're able to achieve. This is the sign up page where users are able to sign up and log into our website. We also have the login page where users can use to log into our website. And our users are divided into two. We have admins and we also have students. So admins are the ones that are able to perform privileged tasks
tasks on the website, and students are just the ones that are following the application. So let me just log in with an admin. So it says invalid username. So I have to log in with the correct password. I forgot to turn on my caps lock. And this is what the dashboard looks like. So on the dashboard, we have the students count, the total students in the class. It shows the present, the on leave, and the absence, which we weren't able to implement because of time. Here it shows the average attendance of the students. And here we have the upcoming events where admins are able to post events that will be coming on. And we also have the schedule an event button, which you can use to schedule an event over here. And when we go to the timesheet, we are able to see the attendance of every user. So every user in the application and all the days that you've spent so far, and whether the person was present or absent on that day. And we also have the consistency chart that shows either an orange or green dot. Green means the person has solved at least a question in that day, and orange means the person hasn't solved a question. We also have the problem sets. The problem sets, we have different rooms or sheets that users can create. So we can create sheets using this form, which will work if I create a random sheet and I submit, the sheet gets created. So we can move between sheets, and in each sheet we also have problems in that sheet. And when you click on each problem, it expands to show the people that have solved the problem. So you can click on any of the sheets to expand it to show the people that have solved the problem. And you can basically add a problem to any sheet by just adding the problem name, the link to the problem, and select the difficulty of the problem and submit, and the problem gets added. And right now, no submissions under the problem. And we also have some matrix over here to show the average question solved and the total dedicated time in the problems. Also, when you come to the resources, we have resources that have been shared over here, and we also have articles and links over here. So resources are resources that were shared by the admin, and these are articles and links that were also shared. You can upload a resource or an article. You can upload an article over here. Anything you upload, if you upload an article, it gets shown over here. You can also upload a resource through here, and it gets shown. And if you click on any of the articles, it sends you to the right directory. If you view any of the resource, it will just open a new tab and show you the resource. Yeah. So we also have chats, which we implemented. We implemented using the back end, but because of time, we weren't able to get a front end to connect to, and we hope we connect it in future times. And we also have the notification, which shows all the notifications that were shared in this app. We also have the notification side where you can share a title and the notification, and you click on send, and it shares the notification in the app for you. And we also have the profile page where you can view everything about the profile. We have the person's socials, everything about the person over here. We also have the view CV page where you can view the person's CV or resume. And we also have the update profile, which you can update the profile. And the admin also has the right to view anybody's profile. This person hasn't updated any information yet. You can also view the person's profile. And basically, that is all what the admin can do. Now, if I log out, I can log in with a normal student. And the student page is also different. We have the total problems 23, and the student solved only one problem. So we have 4% solved. And these are the upcoming events. These are unsolved problems that the user hasn't solved. So we don't have the number of tries in a minute and all these things. And the user can solve by just taking the problem solved or unsolved. And if you move to the timesheet, this is basically the same thing we saw in the admin panel. It hasn't changed. We have the same thing over here. And if we move to problem set, the problem set for the users, we have the personal view or the general view. The personal view just shows all the problems that we have, if whether it has been solved or not solved for that specific user. But the general view shows all the problems and all the submissions. So the user can see everyone who has submitted a problem. But the personal view just shows your own problems that you haven't submitted. And then we have the daily problems, all are the same. This being ticked means the user has solved it. This not being ticked means the user hasn't solved it yet. We also have the resources where the user can see the resources over here. The chat has not been implemented yet. The notifications are here, but the user can't be able to send notification. And also the user has the chance to visit his own profile and then log out. Yeah, basically that is what our app we were able to achieve. We hope we can build on the app very well and make it better for future use. Thank you. Can I end the call? Sorry, can I stop sharing my screen?
Yes, stop sharing your screen is a good idea. Ending the call may not be appropriate. Thank you very much for this beautiful demo. And we can continue with the comments and questions of our jury members. Burak, would you like to kick us off this time?
Sure. I can start first. I like the idea. I don't know if you have any other management system within A2SV while you track this progress. I know that in the beginning and you were using spreadsheets. Is it still the case currently? Like, this would be the first TMS in a way for you, right?
So we currently have our portal, but it's not fully completed. So like the data in the sheets is saved into MongoDB, and we are able to generate some reports. We are able to query some, let's say, date ranges and see the top performing students or the ones that are not very consistent. At the same time, our whole portal system is not completed. And I agree, definitely, like the projects can get inspired by each other. There can be some components or ideas here in LearnNest, they can benefit A2SV portal.
Okay, yeah. So it seems like it's adding in some value and like being able to log in as your own user and then take actions on that. I just have some comments about the UX side of things. I know that it's a hackathon project, so obviously it's not very well polished, but there are some like basic things, for instance, like marking something as done shouldn't be as easy as clicking on a checkbox. Like there should be a confirmation or, a second step. Otherwise, you can accidentally click on things and you wouldn't even know what you clicked. This type of UX improvements would be done, I guess, as an improvement.
So I think we did the UX a different way, but because there wasn't time and we were just looking for a quick fix before the correct project gets done. So we just stopped.
Okay, yeah, but if this project becomes like a real world project, it would need rethinking about like how the UX UI works together. That's what I want to say. Yeah. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Burak and Chare.
So I also like the project and the idea. I know you had a limited time to finish this project, but I also had the similar comments like Burak did previously on the user interface side, but I don't want to comment on them anymore. Let's change the subject. I have an idea to improve the project maybe. Maybe you can use it later. You know, generative AI is very popular nowadays, and maybe you heard about some generative models that can write code for you, like Code Llama and so on. Maybe you can think of integrating such models into the script so that your users can benefit from them while they are coding, or maybe to get the correct answers. So that's just a suggestion, an idea for you.
Thank you very much. We'll take that into consideration.
Other than these comments, and I don't have any other questions actually. I like the idea and the project itself. Impact is significant, I think. As I said, minor comments that we can talk about user interface and the dashboard itself. Maybe you can just improve the dashboard visually. You can just put more visuals, more graphs on the dashboard. But other than that, I'm okay with the project. Thanks.
All right. Okay. So if we don't have any more questions, I would like to move on to the final and the fourth project, which is going to be Levis AI. It's the first AI-powered project that we have so far. It's a legal advisor chatbot providing interactive and legal guidance and expertise with a focus on the Ghanaian law. So I would like to invite the fourth team to present their projects, and the stage is all yours.
Hello, good day everyone. I'm representing Banana Inc. and we're here to present to you Levis AI, which is an AI legal advisor chatbot, which is the aim is to help provide legal advice and guidance to users and also increase the awareness of people in the law space. So there's a problem in Ghana about knowledge of the law. The law it looks like something that is very big, something that is known by select few, but and thereby it has increased the level of ignorance among Ghanaian citizens of the law, of their rights, which they are supposed to know at their fingertips. So that is where our solution now comes in. Levis AI. The solution is creating and pure in making it very easy for users to learn and to know more about the law using the power of generative AI. They can ask the chatbot questions about any situation, anything about the law, any constitution or any part of the law, and you can using the power of generative AI, you can simplify it to the understanding of people who are not legal professionals. There's also the aim is to also help. It serves as a learning aid to law students, where they can just quickly find quick answers to questions about as they study. So using the power of generative AI, they can get vital information for their tests or as they study. So the target audience is regular Ghanaian citizens to educate them on their rights, their legal rights as citizens. Everything about the law is at their fingertips, just a click away. And also law enthusiasts, people who are fascinated about the law, as well as legal professionals, and also professionals like barristers and court judges, and also the legal professionals as a whole. And so there's potential for the application is going to be used by, can be adopted by law students to help them in their studies, and also Ghanaian citizens as a whole, to make them, to increase their awareness in different parts of the law that they had no idea about.
also, um, talking about the technical aspect in the implementation of our application, we use React for the front end and also Flask for the deployment of the chatbots, and also OpenAI API for the uh, AI model. So um, also it can be done through it can be marketed through maybe influencers partnerships, where we can increase the awareness of chatbots. So looking at the future, what are the future plans of these chatbots? Um, we are looking at increasing and tailoring this model to suit to become more powerful and to improve the responses uh, uh, to suit and to be more accurate when it comes to the law. So it's been carefully tailored to uh, more legal terms, and also it can be used at courtrooms, where it can be used as a form of uh, uh, retrieval of information, because there's a problem right now in Ghana of um, legal documents. There's so much information out there. There's so much legal documents to keep track of in our courtrooms. So using the power of generative AI, we can process this information and improve fast retrieval. Also, law students have an issue of getting quick information. They have to go maybe to the library or to get information. But using the power of generative AI, this application can help them get information real quick. So for our demonstration, unfortunately, the API key we used was someone that borrowed it to us, but the person has removed it, so we're not able to demonstrate how it works in real time. But this is how it look like, the interface. Here you can create a new chat. Maybe here you have the home button and the sign up. You can sign up as users. So you have everybody has an individual account to its own to get separate and let me say more like customized and tailored responses to each user, because the AI model trains itself with each user, so it is specific to the particular user. And right here, and here you have the history of all your past searches on the chatbot. So you can see here, um, you can ask the question like, okay, what does Ghana institution say about detailed summary of everything about it, the acts of constitution, the penalties and the punishments. Yeah, so that's everything about uh, applications. So any questions, please?
Rafael, is this currently implemented? Meaning, like, are you able to start a new chat and ask a question? Rafael, did you hear me?
So I didn't get you.
So my question is this currently implemented? Are you capable of creating a new chat, ask questions?
You can ask questions because the backend has been implemented, but the API key is not working right now. It has been revoked. So, but that part is working. But as for the new chats, I didn't
So it is an instant chat for now. It is when maybe you can create
Yeah,
accounts.
but like what I understood is this is already implemented, but now your API key is not valid anymore, so you cannot demonstrate at the moment, but it is
Yes,
implemented, so you guys
it's
tested and you are
implemented.
able to use it.
Yes.
My next question is how do you make sure that the domain is going to be relevant to Ghana laws? Like, what do you do? Do you feed all the Ghana laws before, like, as a prompt before you start the chat? Like, how is the Ghana law information is embedded to the system?
We have to work closely with lawyers so that we can carefully tailor the system, the API, the AI model, in reviewing the so the AI model can work on a specific amount of specific data, and so I have to train that model to work on that specific data to get more accurate information and more specific information. So that's the plan.
Okay, and like my question is more about what you have done now. Is there anything you have done? Like, did you feed Ghana loads to the model, or like any actions that you took for now, not like what we can do in the future?
No, already the API, the Open API, Open AI has the capability of doing that already.
I see. Like you guys didn't do anything on top of what like ChatGPT models currently know, let's say. Got you. All right. Next, Burak.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the same thing. Like, is it ChatGPT behind the scenes currently, or have you forked and trained a new model? Was going to be my question. But so we didn't get a clear answer there. But can we just assume that it was ChatGPT?
So
Yes.
it's so I remember. So can you hear me? Like I remember adding the PDFs to feeding in the data as a PDF to ChatGPT. So, but I don't know why he said
Yes.
do anything. Like so you're trying to feed the data as a PDF. It's a Ghanaian law as a PDF. If I remember correctly.
Yes. We tried doing that as well, but we're not getting the results we wanted to at the moment. So because of time, and we wanted it to be more of maybe uh, conversational. So at the time we wanted to implement that, but we are running into issues.
I have a comment. I understand that you are just utilizing ChatGPT and you have not fine-tuned the existing models. So that was the question actually. Did you train any model other than the existing ChatGPT model? And as far as I understand, the answer is no. Then the only thing this application is doing is just a wrap-up of ChatGPT, right? So it is just a user interface instead of ChatGPT interface. So is that correct? Can you hear me?
Hello. I think what makes the app special or unique is the fact that we are going to leverage database solely on Ghanaian law. So when you come to the app, you don't have to like if you were using ChatGPT for example, and you wanted to find out about a law or something, you would have to be like, oh, I'm in Ghana and this. But with this app, you can just ask the question directly, so it's quite specific. So that's what makes it different.
Can you not ask a question to ChatGPT like that. I
Yes,
don't get it.
okay, yes, you can, but with ChatGPT, you have to type more and express yourself more. But with this one, you can just ask directly without having to specify that you're in Ghana and want to know about the law in Ghana.
Mm. I'm a little confused here, actually, because I have been working in these large language models for a long time, so that's why I'm confused, actually. So what is the contribution here? I'm not sure, actually. So that's the major concern. But even you have some contributions here, there is another problem I see here with the application, which is the ethical issues on generative AI. So here, Emre asked, I think, a similar question about the Ghana laws. So how do you fit them and so on? It is very complicated, like in Turkey, the laws, in Ghana as well, I assume. But even you fit them somehow by fine-tuning or training any data, still there is the issue of hallucinations. So your model, your ChatGPT model, or your application here we are talking about, it is going to hallucinate. It is going to make up things. And the law is very sensitive, right? Sensitive area. So you have to be very careful about the answers that you provide to the users if we are talking about law. So I'm not sure about the impact of this application and the future impact I'm talking about. And yes, we are reading your chat screen. Are you gonna comment on this or are we done?
So Chara, I believe we may be experiencing some connection issues here. Like the team members who are supposed to take it at the moment, I think they don't have the reliable connection to give an answer. But I think like your read is accurate. This was a very limited time, and our teammates they don't have like AI background, so like they can use these models. They can also like pre-prompt these models, right? They don't have to retrain or fine-tune. But before putting the chatbot in front of the users, there are some prompts that they can give, which is going to create a constrained environment. They can also feed the law document right prior the conversation starts. It's going to be helping the model to capture the context. So definitely there are things that they can do. In my understanding right now, there were some efforts. According to Sura, he mentioned some of the like Ghanaian law documents in PDF form being fed to the document. Though I guess like it's at the experimental stage because based on the teammates, right now they are completely relying on the current version of the potentially like a GPT 3.5 turbo model. But definitely there is a room for improvement. But as you mentioned, like the legal area, it's a very tricky area. So I would say when we look at the systems in such kind of areas, rather than considering like only fully automated systems, we can actually consider human-machine collaboration because at the end of the day, we may not make decisions based on the recommendation of AI directly, though we can consider the recommendation of AI that can make the jobs of law clerks, lawyers, judges a lot easier. So it's definitely a great playground for generative AI, and I'm sure we are going to see more and more technologies coming out to the market.
Yeah, and maybe instead of focusing on the model itself, as you mentioned, they can maybe work on the outputs of ChatGPT by post-processing them to make them safer to present users. And also maybe the pre-processing step is important here. Like you mentioned again, prompt engineering, maybe they can just modify the prompts instead of users, they can do that. So there are lots of improvements I can see here. And it is promising approach and application. But as I said, the current state of the application is questionable in my mind.
All right, everyone. If we don't have any more comments, this was all the projects that we have for our Ghana hackathon. So yeah, in the meantime, our jury members are going to evaluate how its competition went, how the hackathon went, which team did what and what team made kind of loss. And in the meantime, we can go over the evaluation criteria that we'll be receiving from the jury members. So yeah, we can give them a minute to discuss about the projects that they have witnessed. So yeah, the evaluation criteria is going to be consisted of five points. The first thing is going to be innovation and creativity, in which of the past projects were able to be innovative and creative. So what have they shown on their project? So that's going to be the first point in the evaluation criteria. And then moving forward, we will be they'll be going over the technical excellence. So when it comes to implementing what they set out to do, how much percentage of that was implemented, and is it effective? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? Is it able to land on the surface? Does it show promise? So all of this is going to be evaluated as well. And then the presentation. Hopefully, the second group who did not manage to deliver with the pitch deck and the presentation slides, but that is definitely going to be something that will be accounted for. And on the fourth point, completeness and compliance. So how complete was the project, and like how many percentage of it have the students managed to finalize? So what they showed the judges and the jury, is it complete? And all of this is definitely going to be something that needs to be evaluated as well in the criteria. And finally, impact. So which one of these projects has the highest impact, which will deliver more tangible uses for the society, for the community they're trying to serve. So overall, this is what the evaluation criteria is going to be comprised of. So yeah, in the meantime, we can give a minute for our jury members to discuss this. So yeah, maybe we can have a Q&A session or a discussion session for between ourselves in the meantime. So yeah, team, how did the competition go? You guys excited to see who the winner is? So I'd like to start with Rafael. Rafael, how did the competition go overall? Rafael, are you with us?
Sorry, please come again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so how was the competition overall? Like how were the past how were the past days when it comes to preparing for this event, for the hackathon and everything? So yeah, just maybe we can get some insights about how the process was from you.
It was a great learning experience. Some of us got introduced to maybe new technologies, and at least we learned how to work under pressure as well. So it was a good learning experience for us.
Okay, thank you so much, Rafael. So now we can maybe shift our focus to the hackathon organizers. So there is Rafael, who is, like we introduced earlier, he was He's studies head of education at Ghana. So Rafael, how was organizing the hackathon, assigning mentors, seeing the progress of all your students, and delivering, everything. So maybe you can give us some insights about how the past couple of days were. So Rafael, can you hear me? Okay, if not, maybe we can get some other insights from other hackathon participants. Okay, let's look at who we have here. I would actually like to take this moment to say hi to my dear friend Ebenezer. Ebenezer has joined the call as well. Ebenezer, how are you doing? Team, am I audible? Can you hear what I'm saying? Yes, Ebenezer, hi. Yes, we can hear you, Ebenezer. Yes, Ebenezer, we can hear you. Okay, maybe Ebenezer is having some internet connection issues, so yeah, we can go over to one of our project presenter, Mr. Ivan. Your last names are a little hard to pronounce, but I guess we can go with your first names. Ivans, how were the past couple of days for you? How was the competition? It's a hackathon. The journey, what did you manage to gain from this?
Yeah, the hackathon was interesting, although the time was extremely limited. Collaborating with people with different skill sets was interesting and also able to come up with very innovative ideas. So, yeah.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, Ivans. And yes, how about you, Ephraim? Ephraim is also one of our presenters. So, um, how was
Yeah,
the
overall it was a nice hackathon experience and also a great learning experience. And I'm looking forward to like other hackathons where we can actually like have like a, an ideal time to like work on stuff and also like collaborate. And thank
Okay. So yeah, Boniface is also here. Um, I mean, he was definitely having a hard time communicating with us throughout the event, but hopefully now his mic or his internet connection would be favorable for us to, maybe shed highlight on how the past couple of days were. Boniface, can you speak now? So I don't think apparently it wasn't. Oh, okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, so the last days have been very
So
enlightening
yeah,
experience.
here's the thing. I don't think it was your internet connection that was a bit troublesome earlier. Maybe it's the mic. So if you're using a microphone, maybe you can shift to your phone. I mean, we can see that you're speaking, but we can't hear what you're saying. Yeah, definitely
So
the mic. Okay.
Is it okay now?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I think that the last couple of things have been like left more information with collaborated more. It's another level because you can, this time we are not just like talking about it code, something else. So it has been exciting. Yeah, that's
Okay. One of our participants just laughed. I was not able to understand where that was, but sure. So yeah, kudos. You raised your hand. So how was it? Okay. And
I think it was stressing, not really stressing but difficult. And I think what it really taught me was time management, because you really need to manage your time very well, because we actually didn't plan or start it on a good start. We wasted all the time dealing with one side, that's back end, rather than focusing on another side to front end. So I think we wasted more time on one side. So I think it's a great journey, and it's taught me how to work with other people, and also working with other people that use different stacks that you use. So you might be good in Python and the other person is good in JavaScript. So it's different tech stuff, and also the timing. Yeah, I think that's all.
okay, thank you so much, kudos. So yeah, feel free to volunteer and share your experiences, guys, because I mean, yeah, this rarely happens. So yeah, if we have any volunteers, you're more than welcome to. Yes, Mia, go ahead.
Okay, for me, the fact was a great experience. Definitely never experienced something like this. I've learned a lot. Had to work with a language that I did not really know, but it came out good in the end. And my only problem with me, the fact that it was remote, was kind of hard to gather everybody together. And the fact that it was this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mia. All right, and it's about time that we announce the winners. The jury has made their decision, and yeah, um, for the winner announcement, I would like to invite Emric to the stage and maybe shed light to what happened throughout a couple of the past 15 days. And yes, Emric, take the stage.
Thank you very much, Tagim. Like first off, I would like to thank everybody, like the organizers, mentors, participants, heads of education, for making this event happen. So this is the first time we are having such kind of a hackathon with our Ghana squad. As I mentioned, we started in-person education about like maybe 40 days ago. This is very new, although we had some remote connection for about 5 months. When you think of in the concept of education, this is a very limited time. And given circumstances, this hackathon took place after an extensive boot camp. We know those times are very tiresome for our students. Like I am happy to see that at least some of the projects were able to produce something we can demonstrate. We can see how the functionality can potentially help people in the future. So I also want to particularly thank our jury members, Burak and Cagri, both of them. They are great people. They have brilliant minds and kind hearts, like other A2SVs. Like they have been helping us in many different ways. This is not the first time they are having a touch with A2SV. Personally, I feel very lucky to have them in my life, and it was very nice to learn from their suggestions, hear their questions, and like future, let's say, potential feedback or paths that we can take with these projects. It was very helpful. So now is the time to announce the winner project. So both of our jury members, they had an agreement and they have chosen Learn Nest as the winner of our first in-team hackathon in Ghana. So congratulations to the Learn Nest members. And do we have any team representative who is going to share their feelings? So what is the secret? How did you guys win the competition team Learn Next?
Hello. Hello. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Kudos, we can hear you.
So I think basically we tried our best, but I think the process was very tiring and it was vigorous because most of us use different tech stacks. We use different. Some use JavaScript, some use Django, but we had to sit down and plan well and choose the best, the one that we know at least we all have in common, which is Python. So we choose Django and JavaScript for the real-time communication. We had to use Ajax and concept of WebSockets, but which we weren't able to show because of the templates wasn't available. We really wasted much time on the back end, and yesterday was when we really started implementing the front end. We all sat down together and did all night doing it. So we did all day, all night, and I think we understood each other well. We were able to do sharing of work very well, and I think we managed to come out successful.
Yes, if we also have another team member to maybe share their insights about this achievement, it would be nice. Kudos, maybe you can feel free to nominate one of your team members to make a speech.
Crystal.
Still.
Okay, so we selected an idea to help out because we realized that there was that problem in primarily trying to find resources that study material in A2SV. So we decided to try to implement this, and then we listed the functionalities and the features we wanted to implement, and then we started. But then I feel like at the point in time we hadn't really analyzed it very well to know the depth of what we're going into, because we thought it was just going to be a pushover and then by maybe Monday we're going to be done. But then we started, and the major thing was the front end, because currently we have all the backend functionalities, but then the front end, I think there was a disparity in the skill level for that side. But then we were able to pull through with it, and then yeah, so that's basically it. And what I really learned is, how to do proper planning and then analyze very well to know what you're getting into. And then, basically, and time management, and how to, as a team lead, how to utilize the skill sets of the individual people to efficiently maximize your outputs. Yeah, it's very important. That's what I've learned. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Kristen. So yeah, we have gone a bit, we strayed away a bit from the initial time we set out to finalize this whole event. So yeah, without further ado, let's move on to our conclusive remarks, which is going to be presented to us by Mr. Ali Gurlik, who is our operations advisor at A2SV. I would like to invite Mr. Ali to give the conclusive remarks.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this event. Thank you, Tagin. Thank you, Emre. I am part of this organization almost for 3 years, I guess, Emre. And I am happy to be part part of it. First of all, I want to congratulate the team, the LearnNest team, for the project. And this is the first event that we did in Ghana, and we are new to Ghana in-person education. I just want to give you some macro view of what ATS is trying to do in Africa. I mean, what we are giving is three things. We are doing technical education, we are doing business education, we are doing communication education. You know, technical education, we are giving a deeper understanding of the things that you learned at school, and we are preparing you for the real world and what they are demanding. For business education, we are teaching you from idea to finalizing a project, seeing the opportunity, and how you can get, like the one that you did today, meaningful results from the idea to execution. With the communication education, we are teaching you how to communicate what you learned, what you have. But without the communication, I mean, nobody can see you. Communication, you will need this during the education time, but when you go into real world, you need communication skills. I mean, no matter what. Without communication skills, you cannot succeed in real world. That's why you need to pay attention to business and communication skills. Because when I visited Ethiopia, I saw you are not paying that much attention to business and communication skills, but they are more than 50% important. They important for your success in the future. And when as an HSC we are teaching all these three skills, I mean the technical skills, business skills, and communication skills, then we need to show you how to execute on them, and we are having hackathons for that. Now you learned everything, then you are executing what you learned. And this is the way showing the world the capabilities of ATSV students. And as you see, I mean, as the winning team explained a little bit, we are learning everything, team approach, communication, the business side of the project. And when you graduate from HSC, you will apply for a job, you are going to go to interviews, but during the interviews, they are going to ask you technical things. I mean, for sure, you are the best in Ghana, and you are going to be okay with that, but you need to show them your business and communication skills as well. They would like to know that you are looking the business, the job as a business. They want to see other side of you, and you need to show them. And with the hackathon, we are visible now. And now we are going to do another hackathon in a couple of, within a month, and Africa, from all around Africa, I guess there are going to be 3,000, more than 3,000 participants. And A2SV as an organization will be visible to whole Africa and to the world for the first time. And this is important. This shows the importance of visibility as an organization, as an individual. So, as an individual, okay, you are the best what you are doing, but nobody knows. So you need to show them that you are exist. As an organization, it's the same. Okay, HSV is doing very good things, and now we are in person in Ghana, Ethiopia, and we are going to expand a couple other countries in person, and we are going to apply hybrid education system in other countries. Okay, but we need to show whole world that we are doing good thing, and the hackathon is the means to that. For you also, being visible is important so that everybody will know your capabilities. For visibility, HSC is teaching you how to be visible. They are having their LinkedIn sessions, and you need to pay attention to that. That's the most important thing in life you need to learn other than the technical capabilities. And as an HSV, we are now expanded to Ghana, and we need to show them that we are capable of expanding in person. That's why we need your help. It's not easy. I know I saw in Ethiopia, after school you need to participate in classes, during the weekends you need to participate in classes. I mean, it's not an easy for the young people, but we need your participation, utmost participation in education, in projects and everything. And we can do this as a team. We cannot do by ourselves. Emre is okay, trying his best, but he needs team like Dagin, like others, A2SV team members. And now, I guess next year we are going to be recruiting the team members from the Ghana as well, and be prepared for that as well. I appreciate your efforts to be one of the team members of HSV next year. So we are going to grow together, and we need your participation as a team. We need your willingness actually to participate, and we are trying to make you better versions of yourself, and I hope we will succeed that in the near future. Emre?
Navi, thank you very much. You actually made very important points. As you mentioned, expanding in person in a continent like Africa is not easy. We see cultural differences. We realize that getting the resources that we need to provide high quality education is not easy. It is time taking. It's a lengthy process. But eventually, when we look at where we are, like we are in the month of October in 2023, and in-person education started. We finished our first camp. The teammates are hungry for success, hungry for learning, improving each other. And with such kind of events, we want to first spark the fire of innovation. And then with the guidance, additional support, and resources we can provide, we don't want these ideas to die. As you know, in our education, we have project phase, where we are going to learn how to go after these ideas and make them in a more professional environment with a teamwork, so that we can get better results. And this is just the beginning. So when we do something for the first time, we don't know what we don't know. Of course, there are so many angles that we could have done this better, that we could have improved, but it is very important to start. Because without starting, without trying, we don't even see which areas that we can improve. So thanks for reminding us, Ali Abi, the difficulty, but at the same time, potential impact of our efforts. So every great thing starts with small steps. And at the beginning, our heads, Henok Wondermu and Sura, and then our pioneers, which we have maybe more than 20 of them in the meeting at the moment. So these people are setting a new mark in Ghana, and we hope that this is going to be of the beginning. This is going to be the beginning of something great. So thank you very much, team. I believe for the first time, this was not a bad start at all, and let it be our base point, and we will continue improving and putting more after this start. Thank you. Ali Abi, anything else you would like to add?
I mean, nothing to add. I mean, we are gonna be succeeding. I mean, we are gonna be doing great things together, but we need participation, we need sacrifices, and it's not gonna be easy, but we are gonna succeed anyway.
Yes, because it's about not giving up. We are going to see setbacks, we are going to see failures, but that's not defeat. The day that we give up, we are defeated. And if we never give up, it means we will be undefeated.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Right, thanks everyone, and this marks the end of our event and the hackathon. Thank you so much, Mr. Ali, for joining in to share your insights as a closing remark. And I would like to also thank our jury members, Burak, and okay, I am going to mess up definitely this time, but I have heard him say it earlier. So our jury members, I'd like to thank them to and all but the participants, and I would like to say farewell. Goodbye, everyone.